And a beautiful setting here in Indio, California for the Coachella Valley Invitational finale. And that's going to be the New York City Football Club facing the San Jose Earthquakes. Hello, everybody. I'm Glenn Crooks. I'll be with you for the next 90 minutes plus as we present this last game for each side. Last game of this Invitational. 12 teams have participated both on the training side and then competing against each other. And all of them heading home pronto, with the exception of the New York City Football Club. They're going to stay out west. They'll be going to LA, where they open up against the LA Galaxy 1 week from today. Meanwhile, San Jose will play host to Sporting KC also 1 week from today. All right, let's go over the starting lineups for both sides here as we close things up in Indio, California. For San Jose, Daniel will be in goal. At the back, DeJuan Jones, Reed Roberts, Daniel Mooney, and Benji Kikanovic. The midfield of Jonathan Gonzalez and Ronaldo Vieira. And a front four with the attacking midfielder Nico Sakiris. And then it's Jamar Ricketts, Preston Judd, and Useni Buddha for second-year San Jose coach Bruce Arena. For New York City FC, Matt Freese in goal. At the back, Kevin O'Toole, Raul Gustavo, Captain Thiago Martins, Tavon Gray. It appears that Kai Truen will team with Aidan O'Neill, so the Australian international teammates will play together in the midfield, and for Truen, it'll be his first start in a New York City kit. And the front three of Hannes Wolf, Nico Fernandez-Mercado, and Augustine Ojeda. New York City, they tied LAFC in their opener here with Fernandez-Mercado scoring the lone New York City goal. It was a 1-1 result. Seymour Reed scored from the penalty spot in the second half, but New York City, they dropped a 2-1 decision to Sporting KC with 11 changes to the starting lineup. High rotation, saving the regular group, or the more regular group, here in game number 3 and the last game. And one little change to how I described it might happen. Kevin O'Toole is in the midfield with Aidan O'Neill. Kai Truen is the left central defender next to Thiago Martins, and it's Raul Gustavo who's on the left as New York City gets forward quickly to see how they might manage against the San Jose Earthquakes, who are now countering with Sakiris, the U20 international. Sakiris, top of the area, poke tackle by Truen. So there'll be a lot of those that wonder on both sides of the ball how Kai Truen will be able to compete. We've seen some video highlights. He's a two-footed player. He can play on the right side or the left. And he made his debut, played for a half hour in that game against Sporting KC, as I ran into Aidan O'Neill on match day 1, and Truen had just come in the day before, and as Aidan O'Neill put it, his teammate was knackered. Hoped that he would get some time on Wednesday, and that was the Sporting KC game, indeed, 30 minutes. And now he's getting the start where players will be pushed a minimum of 60 minutes and some to 90 in this one. Maxi Morales, I omitted in the starting 11 when I gave the lineup. He is the number 10 for New York City FC. Raul Gustavo, who shared some time with New York City coach Pascal Janssen at Ferencváros in Hungary. And here's Matty Lawrence making it a little difficult for his great friend Kevin O'Toole, who just kind of posted up in the hole there, and that ball was played slightly to O'Toole's left, but he was able to recover, as did New York City FC. However, Aidan O'Neill introduces Sakiris to the game, and New York City will now defend just underway, a little over 2 minutes into this one. The Quakes with high expectations with Bruce Arena in his second year. However, they lost 3 attacking players that combined for 52 goal contributions. We'll detail that in a bit. Martins for New York City. And now Truen. And this is in very much a Justin Hack picture, moving out of the back and into the midfield. We've heard that he and New York City had hoped that he'd be a like for like, teeing it up for Wolf. His shot is blocked. The rebound still scurried about. And now it's recovered by Fernandez Mercal. And a lot of that was started when Truin got himself into the attacking area. In reference to Justin Hack, who was a free agent, went to the LA Galaxy, and Pascal Janssen had requested that the board find someone or allow and sign someone who would be in that same mode as Hack, that could play the back but also would be comfortable in the midfield. And I think we just saw a little bit of that from Truin. Gonzalez on the ball. That's DeJuan Jones, who spent some time with Bruce Arena in New England. Jones on the left. Now the ball has been swung to the side of Ronaldo Vieira. If you have a name like that, you have standards to live up to. Ronaldo Vieira in the midfield. He's 27 years old, and he has performed well internationally overseas on the club level. Leeds United he comes from, and Sampdoria. Leeds United, he was their Young Player of the Year in 2018, but now he's defending. Maxi Morales through to Agustin Ojeda. Appeared to be in an offside position. Flag stayed down as San Jose controls. Danielle Muni, 26-year-old on the ball. Late tackle Truin. He'll get a word with the referee. Preston Judd is the one taken down from behind. Truin is 24 years old, has 2 caps with Australia, but that's their 2 most recent matches in friendlies, as they, like all other 47 teams, well, actually we're still figuring out who some of those teams are through the qualification process, but getting prepared for the World Cup this summer, where he hopes to team with his club teammate now, Aiden O'Neill. Truin grew up in a community that was prominent for rugby. Bateman's Bay, Australia. Nowhere near Melbourne. A population of 15,000, small town right on the bay. He played for Brisbane Roar, Melbourne City, which is a CFG club. 28 games there. He could score. He had 3 goals. So he is the newest player on the roster for New York City FC, and plugged in as a starter here in the finale at Coachella Valley, and we'll see what happens next week against the Galaxy. As Kevin O'Toole continues to play in the midfield, which is not brand new to O'Toole. However, throughout his career, he's been mostly a fullback as a professional. He was a fine attacking player at Princeton University, Ivy League Offensive Player of the Year, but we've seen him mostly at fullback and also at wingback, also at wing. And Pascal Janssen has used him in the midfield extensively near the close of the season. In particular, the Philadelphia Union Eastern Conference semifinal, the New York City won. O'Toole playing in the midfield there as Aiden O'Neill had a yellow card suspension after getting a yellow in each of the 3 games against Charlotte. Davon Gray on the ball. Maxey with his back to goal. O'Toole not close enough underneath, so that's poked away. Well-driven cross. That was Sakiris, who had drifted to the left, and San Jose trying to keep it in the New York City end, but Maxi Morales comes out with it to the speedy Agustin Ojeda. Ojeda leaves it for Wolf, trying to return the favor, and there were 3 players there for San Jose to bottle it up. namely DeJuan Jones, who had tucked in nicely. And here in the run of play, mobility, Gustavo tucking in, Truin, comfortable wide left, forced pass, Fernandez Murkow, but the speedy Thiago Martins. So that's two I've mentioned, and certainly Agustin Ojeda and Thiago Martins are likely the two fastest players on the team in the absence of Alonso Martinez. And we say Fernandez Murkow again at striker, as New York City reportedly is still searching the market for a number 9. San Jose, they won their opener against Charlotte here at Coachella, 1-0. Bo LaRue, who is on the bench, there's only 3 players on the bench for San Jose. They also scrimmaged this morning, so they had a split squad, so they're really managing the minutes. So this group on the field now is going to play extensive minutes. So San Jose beat Charlotte, and then they beat Portland down 2-0. They came back to win it 3-2. Preston Judd, who is starting at the striker position in the 20th minute, got the scoring started for San Jose. Ademabua and Marie also scored in that comeback victory. So San Jose trying to keep the perfect ledger here. And 2025, not a perfect year, but much improved over 2024. No playoffs, so that was the disappointment. They finished 10th, but lost in a tiebreaker to RSL, who had one more victory to finish 9th ahead of the 10th place Earthquakes. Zakiris and Gray. Gray, as he often does in those situations, wins that battle and clears for New York City for the Gonzalez throw. San Jose improved by 20 points from 2024. And they conceded 14 fewer goals, but still 63 in the back of the net against, but 64 on the attacking side. So the +1 was far superior to the -37 goal differential in 2024. That was a disaster year, and that's why Arena was brought in. Gray taking his time. Now it's the end of preseason, and always a fatigue situation, although in recent years compared to years past, there's much more care in the physical output of players in these situations through the data and analytics. Still exhausting, and for New York City in particular, they've been away from home for many, many days. They once they started in Florida, they have never gone back, and that includes this trip to California, and they're staying this week preparing for the Galaxy. That one deflected off of O'Toole, and Freeze was frozen, but the ball missed the target. It will be a corner kick for San Jose. First corner of the game. We'll get another look here, and there was the shot. Didn't have enough to beat Freeze, the actual shot, but the deflection almost did. Playing short, Vieira's sneaking up. Tsakidis. Tsakidis against Aiden O'Neill. Split the defenders And here's a ball across. However, Judd apparently was offside off the run. Ty Truin was there. Quick outlet as New York City starts it up and gets it to Gray. Pascal Janssen said he was asked him in one of the pressers and had a great chat with him, which it will air in its entirety. If you're a SiriusXM subscriber, it'll be next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, and always available on the app if you are a subscriber. But Pascal, very proud of the way the season ended. The team on the road with injuries, especially to Alonso Martinez and Andres Perea, who were massive contributors. Another corner coming up for San Jose. That was Useni Buda, who was able to draw that corner, and Sakiris will come over once again. Well, this is unusual. New York City, they've placed 5 players high up the field to force San Jose to mark those players in the event of a counter, leaving fewer players in the area for San Jose. Interesting tactic. And the wind is directly behind us here from the broadcast position. That means it is for Sakidis as well, and he overhit that one. So New York City beat Charlotte best of 3 on the road, beat Philadelphia on the road to get to the Eastern Conference Final, where the eventual MLS Cup champions Inter Miami in the second half in particular. Wonderful ball from Gray. Ojeda just slightly ahead of it. One wonders if Ojeda would have been offside if the Arsene Wenger offside rule goes into effect at some point, where the attacking player gains a decent advantage. The Canadian Premier League is experimenting with it, where the body has to be completely past the second to last defender. That includes the goalkeeper. Must be completely past in order for the offside to be called. So the question next is, will teams adjust tactically on the defensive side, drop a little deeper, and in essence take away from the attacking side of the game, is what some feel. But the Canadian Premier League may trial it. Last I heard, it was being discussed, and I'm not certain if it is taking effect or not, but that'll be one to watch. Fernandez Mercal from behind on Vieira, puts it into play quickly to Juan Jones, one-on-one against Gray. Jones gets it off past Gray. Thiago Martins, it went off his belly or just below his chest, and San Jose with their third corner. And New York City again will apply this tactic. This is interesting. It forces San Jose to at least go man-to-man, and that's what they have. 4 versus 4 out near the center circle and beyond. And New York City will defend with 5, now 6 as Fernandez Mercal comes in to prevent the short corner against 4 San Jose players, and then add Matt Freese in there as well. Gray wins the header. Take it away. Takidis. You see, he's on the ball a lot. just 20 years old. His father, Sean, is the U20 national team coach. Those that live with coaches tend to have an advanced feel for the game. Interviewed Owen Wolf for SiriusXM just yesterday, and his father, Josh, is an assistant with Minnesota United, who just played in the game prior, dropped a 2-1 decision to Charlotte. Charlotte getting a brace from Toklamati, who scored 11 last year, and Tlawanda scored for Minnesota United. It was interesting talking to Josh Wolf this morning. I was in their hotel, and Minnesota, this is how I put it to him, was hard to watch. If you just want to watch a soccer game, they were very difficult to watch. They were successful. They finished third, records in points, and a lot of different categories, but not necessarily the entertaining brand. And then the tactics on set pieces, where they scored 21 of their 55 goals, remarkably over a third of their goals, and that's still going to be part of the system. But Cameron Knowles, with an assistant like Josh Wolf, they are talking about trying to keep the ball and get some sort of rhythm, which was not really part of their game under Eric Ramsey. Eric Ramsey, by the way, is having a tough time at West Brom. He's managed 7 games, 4 losses, 3 draws, and they lost in the FA Cup today to Norwich City. Here's Wolf for New York City. Square, and it's blocked. Aiden O'Neill released that shot. Not too much happening in front of either goal. Third and final game before the season opener for these two sides. O'Toole out of the midfield. He finds Wolf off the deflection. Now it's Fernandez Marcao. He leaves it for Maxi Morales, the all-time assist leader for New York City. 4th all-time among current players in the assists. 85 career for Maxi. That ball clipped right-footed by Kai Truin, who again pushes himself up into the midfield. That leaves Martins and Gustavo back, and now recovering is Truin, seeing if he can catch up with Buda, and he does, and knocks it into touch. And Kikanovic will come up and take the throw, wearing the number 28, 26-year-old, played at Sacramento State, and also Reno 1868, the now defunct USL Championship side. Muni to Reed Roberts, Colorado native, 22 years old. Gonzalez. San Jose trying to get a little feel for the game. New York City has pressed well when they've had the opportunity. 38-year-old Maxi Morales turns 39 on Feb 27th. Here's Kikanovic again, and Buda. Another corner, San Jose. So they've had the bulk of the pressure, has San Jose, in order to force the corners, but through the run of it have not really gotten particularly close to Matt Freese. They're playing short here. Aiden O'Neill shows up a little late. Sakirius off the short hop. Freese. Matt Freese, the probable number 1 for the U.S. men's national team. Some would use a more definitive term than probable. You won't catch Mauricio Pochettino calling him number 1 yet, even though he's playing him every game. We'll see what happens in these 4 friendlies coming up. 2 in March in Atlanta. That's Gustavo putting it over the bar. Belgium and Portugal coming up. Daniel, the Brazilian. Martins wins the header over Preston Judd. Another Brazilian. So the Brazilian in goal to the Brazilian at the back for New York City. Standing next to the Brazilian, Gustavo. The Brazil national team will be training at the Red Bull facility in New Jersey. That's the choice they made. San Jose finished 10th with an 11-15-8 record last year in the West. New York City was in 5th, 17-12-5. We talked about their playoff run. Doing it shorthanded and on the road. Aiden O'Neill recovering it shoulder to shoulder. He was actually able to knock Sakiri off his game a bit there and unbalanced the 20-year-old as he was driving in, and you can see the attacking prowess of Sakiris and why he's so valuable. Fernandez-Murkow runs onto it with Reed Roberts chasing down, and New York City has the throw deep in the San Jose end. With 20 minutes to play in the 45. Free kick was called, not a throw. So this will allow Fernandez-Murkow to whip it in. He's very good with a delivery from this spot. Very difficult for the keeper to judge. New York City with 6 players in the area, 4 of them inside the 6-yard box with the movement now. There's the delivery, flick header, and New York City, they go up a goal. The ball was redirected off of Fernandez-Murkow, but Fernandez-Murkow is looking towards the AR. I'm not sure. He's wondering what the call was. Regardless, goal disallowed. But there you see the impact of Fernandez-Murkow and the flick header, which caused the havoc, and it must have been a New York City player in an offside position that was in front of the keeper Daniel to stuff it home. DeJuan Jones, he'll find Muni. San Jose, they've got the best coach in MLS history who's guiding them in his second year, Bruce Arena. That was Kekanovic with the service before, comes back out for Buda. He overhits from this side. The players have been not compensating, perhaps. The wind is gusting at a greater level than it has all week, and it's right behind them from this right-hand side. Good driven ball, Thiago Martins, but Daniel reads it and can easily come out and capture it and bring it back into the area to control. So Bruce Arena, he holds the record for most MLS coaching wins, 262 regular wins, playoff victories with 35, 5 MLS Cups, 2 with DC United and 3 with the Galaxy. And let's not forget his record with the U.S. men's national team and 2002 regarded as our best performance in the World Cup, getting to the quarterfinals. Although some forget, in 1930, the U.S. men's national team finished third in the World Cup. I recognize there were far fewer teams. But that was very much an immigrant team that the U.S. fielded in 1930. A looping ball out of the back, Gustavo. Wolf. Wolf was chasing. Kekanovic nodded it to his keeper. On the New York City side, Pascal Janssen, he too in his second year with the club. And the gaffer for New York City turned 53 years old on January 27th, so I guess we're in that belated birthday greeting. He played at Ajax and AZ Alkmaar in their youth system, suffered a knee injury, and he always had that mind to coach, and at 20 years old, he started coaching youth ball. That's Pascal Janssen. This is Usene Buda, and wonderful ball as it skipped past Ricketts. Jamar Ricketts had come inside, and he just couldn't get the leverage or the timing right on that wonderful delivery from Buda. That pass under hit by Roberts, and Ojeda anticipated, intercepted, and he's on the run. But he'll pull it back as good numbers behind the ball, good recovery, San Jose. Kai Truin, the 24-year-old newcomer, first start for New York City. That's the number 5, left central defense. Although you could call him a hybrid midfielder today, he spent a lot of time next to his compatriot Aiden O'Neill and Kevin O'Toole. That's a flexible shape that last year it was Justin Hack who's down with the Galaxy, but that's a flexible shape that really proved to be difficult to defend and mighty effective for New York City. Their biggest ordeal is replacing the goals of Alonso Martinez. 16 and 10 of them, a league-leading 10 of them were game winners. New York City's managed just one goal in the run of play here at Coachella. That was Nico Fernandez-Mercado, who a wonderful individual effort inside the area, cut to his right, then made a complete circle to his left. It got a little freedom and drilled it. Low, firm finish. And then Denny Boanga tied it up for LAFC late with a fairly that was entertaining kind of finish. Popped it up with the right, full volley with the left. The entertainment we come for when we're watching a match. And I'm assuming this is a hydration break at the 32-minute mark. Big question whether Timo Werner would either be here or have a chance to play in this third game at Coachella. Well, he is neither here, so that results in the fact he will not play. Timo Werner is the latest addition for the San Jose Earthquakes. Bruce Arena is thrilled at the presser with those two. I don't think I've seen Bruce look happier as San Jose are trying to make up for the losses of Chicho Arango, Christian Espinoza, who had become a legendary figure here based on his goal contributions, and then also Joseph Martinez. Those three together, 52 goal contributions. So Timo Werner is in. He's had a career that is notable, and some of it happened when he was younger. He played with Chelsea in the UEFA in the Champions League, 2021. UEFA Europa League with Hotspur, so Chelsea and Hotspur, victorious. Super Cup with Chelsea, and a FIFA Club World Cup with Chelsea. And we're going to look at some of the highlights here from this one, as New York City and San Jose remain scoreless through 32 minutes. That's Sekiris for San Jose, who took the shot then from a pretty severe angle. Sekiris again, and this was the flick header that New York City scored. Ojeda put it in the back of the net, and there were a lot of puzzled New York City players, not the least of which was Fernandez Murkow, who had delivered that corner. And so there have been some chances. Nothing particularly golden. That was a really nice ball from the right by Buda, and it skipped past Ricketts, and that's the latest highlight we have in this one. So Timo Werner, they hope that he'll arrive next week. Unlikely he would play in their opener. They're playing host to Sporting KC, but the club really looking forward to introducing him to the supporters. And he's obviously going to be an important cog in what they hope will be solve some of the issues of the players that have departed, that scored so frequently. Espinoza, the all-time assist leader for San Jose, is now with Nashville. That certainly energizes their attack. Another good ball from the right. This time, Kekanovic. New York City defends it well. Ojeda manages to shepherd that one. Does well with DeJuan Jones right on his back. That was about a 25-yard shepherding of the ball. Had enough pace and used the body properly. And let's see how New York City plays this goal kick. They've got the central defenders nearby, and so this is something that they did often last year. The center defender would play to freeze, and now he's looking for the gap. Truin is in it right now if they want to build through him. He's in that little pocket in there, and these are the certain things that New York City will look for to build out of the back through their goal kick. Morales down, back up, play continues. Wolf on the left, underlapping O'Toole. And now back to Gustavo. Gray finds Ojeda. Tavon Gray, he was 19 years old when he took over the right back chores from the injured Anton Tinnerholm. And New York City, 6 matches without a loss to end it, which finished in penalties against Portland in Portland to win their first and only MLS Cup. Keaton Parks has entered the fray for New York City. O'Toole now has moved to left back. So Aiden O'Neill, who is, he's coming off a minor knock, and that was the announcement that he hadn't been training, and then Wednesday started to pick it up a bit. and they wanted to make sure he got some game time today per the analysis of the medical staff. So about 30 minutes worked out just well, and hydration break leaves Keaton Parks in. And he's in the midfield with Kai Truin. So it's Parks and Truin in the mid as O'Toole moves out to the left. And Gustavo now in that obvious central defender role next to Martins. Truin has spent most of his time this half in the midfield anyway. So a minor adjustment there. Nice ball to Ojeda for Maxi Morales. Ojeda still on the dribble. Leaves it for Maxi. Tees it up with the sole of his foot. And the first timer. Well, that's the Australian, the newcomer, and didn't quite connect the way he would have liked, just got well under it. He is a two-footed player, which I don't want to suggest is rare, but you can see it as much as you might think on the professional level. Juan Jones, good ball. And then in one, let's see what Buda could do with this against Gustavo. A 1-2 with Judd. Now Jones, he underhit that one. That's into the wind on that side, and he didn't have enough. Gustavo got it. There's Buda. I'm going to take this, and it's blocked nicely by Kevin O'Toole, and that energizes this counterattack led by Maxi Morales. 4 versus 5, now 6. And Maxi says, okay, the number's not good at this point, and we'll reload. Truin is a very good passer of the ball statistically while at Melbourne City. Hannes Wolf. It's on his right foot. He'll take the shot. Didn't miss by much. Hannes more noted for a strong desire to shoot with his left, but we've seen him with his right, and that's something he's developed in his time with the New York City Football Club. Wolf coming from Gladbach. Played for Salzburg, Swansea. Very experienced player. Ojeda got in front of that one. Poor ball. Morales goes down. Now in our last broadcast, the game just before this, the player most fouled in MLS a season ago, Wilfred Zaha, fouled several times in that one. Maxi Morales is always near the top of that list. He knows how to draw a foul, and he just recognizes around him, and that's what he talks about. He almost entices the fouls. Good balance, low center of gravity, and at 5'3", sometimes you'll get the call too, just because the guy's bigger than you. Gray trying to go first time, but Hernandez Murkow did not read it early enough. Conversation with Tavon Gray a couple of nights ago, and we talked about his delivery that has improved so much. 7 assists 2 seasons ago. He was not credited with an assist, but as we discussed, pre-assists or those leading up to a goal, he had many. And one thing he described was how his teammates now really read, because he has the ability to do it. That's something he's worked on, to deliver those balls down the right channel, just in a curling fashion into the path of the runner. And he said he had a particularly special relationship with Alonso Martinez. The unfortunate part there is Martinez won't be playing for a while with the ACL surgery. Agustin Ojeda, one of those players that has the pace to make that sort of relationship happen as well. But it's really for the player running out of the middle and then into that channel from the middle. That's the angle that he and Alonso Martinez were really powerful with. Kekanovic, the throw in to Sakiris. He leaves it for Buda, and We continue with about 2.5 until we get to the 45. There was a hydration break, so we'll see how the official plays it. DeJuan Jones. Ojeda dropping it from his wing position. Looked like he had possession, but then Vieira was able to pry it loose, and now New York City in to defend another corner. And this time they're going to bring every player back into the penalty area. We'll recall earlier on San Jose corners, New York City was trying a different tactic by taking 4 or 5 players and putting them high up the field. Sakirius will take. That's Raul Gustavo. Snap header to clear. Gustavo played 10 games for New York City after his arrival from Ferencváros last year, and 9 starts. Also played for the Corinthians in Brazil. Pressure pack situation. Bahia in Brazil. At 26 years old, he's approaching or in his prime as a player. He was an important acquisition, especially when you consider now the departure of Justin Hack. Matt Freese started in the Philadelphia Union Academy. Famously played against New York City in the 2021 Eastern Conference Final when Andre Blake was sidelined with COVID. Freese in Philadelphia losing that one 2-1 when Tylis Magno scored a late goal. Well, Magno, who went on loan to Corinthians, the aforementioned. Here's a shot. And Keaton Parks rips one with the left, and pretty comfortable for Daniel. And the referee is going to blow the whistle to go to the interval now. Just a few seconds past the 45-minute mark. So it is the final game of preseason as these two are preparing for their openers next week. So we've got another 45 to go, and we'll see how it's played by both sides. Goal scoring opportunities, but no goals here at halftime between New York City FC and San Jose at the Coachella Valley Invitational 2026.
It's just nice. Like when you put clean pitch, you have a clean ball. You have a clean like air.
Thing that we got on this, like distracted. Wow, because it was all of it. And she was missing a lot of focus.
No score. Doesn't rate highly on your thrill list here with San Jose and New York City FC playing the opening 45 minutes in the grand finale of the Coachella Valley Invitational 2026. There were moments, but no one was able to find the back of the net. New York City did once off a free kick. It looked well designed, but apparently a handball was called in the area after Ojeda had put it past Daniel. But that's been it. San Jose, maybe they've applied more of the pressure at the New York City end with 6 corner kicks in the opening half of play. And but that's pretty much been it. I do have one score from an earlier game today, and it was Chicago against Portland. That was played behind us here on Field 1. We're at Field 2 at the Indio, California Empire Polo Fields. But Portland defeated Chicago 4-3. And the note I wanted to make here is that Chris Mueller scored his second goal here at Coachella for Chicago. And it's really a great story because he was sidelined last year with some heart issues that were rather frightening for a guy with a very young family. And there were difficulties in sorting out exactly what it was. But so far, he was cleared right at the beginning of preseason to train full. And here's Chris Mueller scoring a couple of goals, including one today, despite it being in a 4-3 loss to Portland. We're scoreless here at the interval. New York City and San Jose back with the final 45 minutes of the event in a moment. back in Indio, California, and it's the conclusion of this Coachella Valley Invitational in 2026. The concluding event, this match between New York City FC and the San Jose Earthquakes. The Earthquakes in their black with blue trim on the right of your screen, right to left. And New York City in their sky blue kits, their Excelsior. And the new kits coming out. Wonderful stuff for New York City. Seen the model with the blue tops, the white shorts, and the orange socks. And I'm going with the San Jose Earthquakes in my top 5 in MLS with their Grateful Dead kits. That's their secondary kit this year, especially with the recent passing of Bob Weir. New York City, there is one change. Kevin Pierre is in the midfield with Keaton Parks. So Kai Truin playing a half hour as a reserve in Wednesday's 2-1 defeat to Sporting KC. That starts this one, the new guy from Australia, and goes the first half. So extending him another 15 minutes, and we'll see how it goes from here. Earlier, Keaton Parks had come in for Aiden O'Neill. New York City with 2 substitutions thus far. We'll check San Jose. Pierre is a 22-year-old midfielder. He was taken in the second round from Georgia Southern, so one of the draft choices who has survived camp up to this point. Tavon Gray had some space in behind Jamar Ricketts. The delivery from Martins, Gray to Maxi Morales. Maxi with 11 assists a season ago. Turns 39 on Feb 27, 13 days from now. I guess I should have wished everyone a happy Valentine's Day. I know I called home, it did. My name is Glenn Crooks, and happy to have attended this event and been able to, for New York City supporters, present the New York City Football Club in what their form will perhaps be as they open up against the LA Galaxy. Maybe not form as much as fitness and the continued development under Pascal Janssen in his second year, coming over from Ferencváros after 4 years at AZ Alkmaar, where he worked under Honor Slot, the Liverpool coach, and then took over. Slot went to Feyenoord first and then found himself at Liverpool, winning a Premier League title, and then in his second year, hearing a lot of criticism from the supporters. Here's a ball that is whipped in front of goal. That skipped at the top of the 6-yard line. Freeze saw that really no one was home for San Jose, and none of his defenders were in position to clear, so he just let it run. I think it's fair to say that the players are moving a little slower than they did on February 7th. Opening day at Coachella. Got a drop ball situation here, and it was Buddha who had provided that delivery. So Buddha has shown something to Bruce Arena on a wing position. Not that he hasn't before, but today he's been impactful for the quality of the delivery. Unless it's debated that he should either wait another moment to find somebody who travels into the spot from his own team, depending on the box organization. That ball sent forward by Muni at the back. DeJuan Jones has switched. Check that. DeJuan Jones still on the left, where now he's moving his way defensively towards Ojeda, who takes a burst. And Ojeda was looking that, again, no pressure on the ball. Tavon Gray was facing him, and Ojeda tried to time it, and Gray pulled it back. But New York City gets the switch, and Wolf has some room. Now to Kevin O'Toole. O'Toole, he'll cut it back. And Hannes Wolf misses the target off the half volley. It was actually touched on the way through, and New York City has the corner kick coming up. Let's look at it here. That's O'Toole. Good ball. And apparently Daniel got a piece of it. Maxi Morales is set to serve. Keaton Parks about 3 yards inside the 6. He's trying to hassle the goalkeeper. And now it's licked down, and Daniel does well on one hop to rush to it. Ojeda was there. And now the release to Buda. That's Ricketts. And Thiago Martins accelerates, shepherds, and New York City ball. Well, Thiago Martins, such a valuable acquisition from the Yokohama Marinos, helped lead them to a title in that top tier. And he left the J League for Major League Soccer and the New York City Football Club. He's proven to be resilient, and he's had a couple of injuries that were deemed longer term than they ended up being, and that's due to his quality in recovery and some of the mental toughness. Keaton Parks, that little fake gave Ojeda some space, and here's a near own goal. That was Daniel Muni. It was accidental, but it went off the inside of his left foot, and Daniel had to be alert. And Ojeda was waiting for it. If that got past Daniel, Ojeda was at the doorstep waiting to just touch it in. Agustin Ojeda held without a goal in 2025, but he did have 5 assists. 3 of them were game winners. Kevin O'Toole, who started the game in the midfield, then moved out left when Kevin O'Toole came in for Aiden O'Neill. Martins looking to get Ojeda into the channel, and he started in an offside position and then came back, and the timing was not quite right. But that's the ball to play to one of the fastest players in the league, Agustin Ojeda. 21-year-old Argentinian. Played at Racing Club. Actually played a little bit with Maxi Morales there. Maxi, he left New York City, as it turned out to be briefly with his hometown club, Racing Club. It didn't work out well there. Came back to New York City, did Maxi Morales, and then injured his knee, tore his ACL. He's recovered from that, and now closing in on the age of 39. Look what he did last year at 38. Started every one of the 39 MLS games, regular season and playoffs, and there's Morales to Fernandez Mercado. They leave it with his left foot free, and he struck it well, but keeper's hands were in the position and the area to parry it over the bar. So Fernandez Mercado, it's been rare in this game that he's had a chance to tee it up like this, just a little push to his right, and then to the left, and that's where the freedom came. And, well, you saw he struck it well. The save was made. And another corner kick for Maxi Morales, both arms in the air for the set piece. High into the air, and Raul Gustavo, did he get it in? He feels like it went over the line, And the AR says goal kick. Daniel pulled that one out, and then last touch by New York City for the goal kick. We're going to see this one also. Let's see what happens from this angle. There's Gustavo, and no, it never really came close. At the end of the day, Raul Gustavo probably needed to do a bit better on that. Sitting up nicely for him. Raul is striking that into the air and really putting it in a proper spot. And here, New York City and San Jose remaining scoreless. A little over 10 minutes gone by, second half. Nico Fernandez Mercado, another Argentinian. Buenos Aires. Here's a shot over the bar. That was Jamar Ricketts, the Cal State Northridge product. Montclair, New Jersey shares the same hometown as Kevin O'Toole. And saw them arm to arm at one point today. Just some pleasantries at some point. Cedar Stars Academy is where he played his youth ball, for those back in the metropolitan area that know that club. And one career goal in 20 games for the Quakes, so he's looking to add to that total this year as the Quakes are looking to make it to the playoffs for the first time since 2020. Didn't quite make it last year, finishing 10th. Same number of points as RSL, who earned the playoff spot with one more victory, 12-11 for the Earthquakes. But when you compare to what happened in 24, they conceded 78 goals, did San Jose in 2024. 63 conceded in 25, but that's quite a difference. And they also improved by 20 points. So all in all, a good first year for Bruce Arena. Of course, you want the playoff spot. Not to be. Gonzalez dropping deep into the midfield to control. Here comes Kakanovic. Chakiris. So New York City just sliding. They're trying to prevent any sort of gap between defenders and only allow maybe something flighted. There it was from Muni. And New York City, it'll be a deep throw-in right by the corner flag. O'Toole, Gustavo, O'Toole. One juggle and just lobs it high into the air where Wolf and Muni are. And Muni won the header, played it square, but Ojeda was alert to it. And now Maxi Morales to Ojeda, and he's going to run in behind. Ojeda, DeJuan Jones giving chase to Parks. And the save, Daniel Parks in tight hands on top of his head. Now looks to the sky, Keaton Parks. Keaton Parks played a little on Wednesday. These are his first competitive moments since May the 31st due to his third surgery to repair a blood clot and blood flow on the same leg. Martins, he did lift both arms up. Now he looks down on Shakiris. Nico Chakiris has been one of the bright spots today for San Jose. Neither team has managed to find the back of the net. mentioned in the first half, New York City with just one goal in the run of play at Coachella. That was Nico Fernandez-Mercado. Wonderful finish. And then Seymour Reed from the penalty spot against Sporting KC. Drew Baera had drawn the penalty. It was a clear foul in the box. Meanwhile, San Jose has scored 3, and that all came against Portland in a 3-2 win. Portland closes out the event with a 4-3 win over the Chicago Fire. So earlier in the day, behind us, entertaining game. The first game we carried here on field 1 was Charlotte, Minnesota. Charlotte winning that one 2-1. Eden Toklamati, who had 11 last year, had a brace today to win it 2-1. So here we go for Chakiris off the set piece opportunity. At this angle, gives him an opportunity to force Freeze to make a decision, whether it be on the shot or is he going to just lob it in towards the penalty spot or just a little inside of that to see how they could do in the air. We're going to find out in a moment. Freeze has organized his troops, and the 20-year-old's about set to deliver. Plays it low, and Kevin O'Toole taking no chances to let it run past him to see what happens, so he just reaches out with the left, and now it's a corner kick, and Chakiris will just now head to the corner. Got a 20-yard walk, and from a different angle now will provide another dead ball delivery. There have been questions. Timo Werner is not here, will not play, and the club is hopeful that he will be able to join next week, perhaps near the end of the week. Here we go with Chakiris. That was Ojeda with the head ball, and it's still knocked back in, and that's that area of uncertainty between the back line and in front of Freeze. And you see he had to wait to see if anyone got a touch on it, and then scampered quickly to get on top of it. Well done, Matt Freeze.
Oh.
Jack Skayan has entered the match, along with Vitor Costa. Costa's now at left back. Here's Ojeda. He's really making life difficult for the flank defenders in MLS. Gives them something to think about. And eventually, when you observe, as Ojeda here draws the corner, maybe a second defender comes, and that's where Ojeda has improved his game as well, finding the open player when that does happen. But in particular, his mentality to get around. So Morales with another corner. Last time from this spot, he found Raul Gustavo. Now it's the flick header, and that came from Pierre. The 22-year-old draft pick, Kevin Pierre, out of Georgia Southern. Joined Ricky Lewis as the first 2 players ever drafted out of there. There we were getting another look at it. So 2 proud members. Lewis was the 2nd overall pick to FC Dallas. There's Pierre into Maxi Morales, and just tried a first time delivery to Hannes Wolf. It was defended. Wolf fouled, and San Jose and Chakiris really doing so much of the orchestrating in the midfield. Dropping deep to get it, staying high, going wide right. Sometimes we've seen him wide left. And now driving the ball on a great crossfield pass. Just a little too much on it. Jokanovic could not catch up. Former U20 international, Chakiris. Gustavo laboring a little bit there. Might have had his foot stepped on. You can see he's still gimping a bit as he struggled to get that one forward. In the 66th minute, how many will play 90? Kayvon Gray in that inside channel took off, and Thiago Martins found him. Gray, though, cuts it against the grain where the cover defender Ricketts was. Nice recovery by the winger. And now here's Vieira. Playing to Skayen. That was Skayen, the number 16 Skayen. Costa finds Vieira. Gonzalez for first touch. Gobbled up by Hannes Wolf. Morales back to Wolf. New York City with some promising attacking movement here on the right. Ojeda isolated against Vitor. And he dribbles past 1, 2, but away from the San Jose goal. So really well defended at the start by Vitor Costa. Important fitness moments here. You're trying to build your way to 90. Here's the former Leeds United Young Player of the Year. That's Vieira on the ball that got it into Shakiris. Lofts it over the top. That's Skayen. Raul Gustavo now kind of down on his haunches. He's trying to shake off what occurred a couple of minutes ago in the far corner. He'll take the goal kick, play this to Freeze most likely, and New York City now will set up on how they build out for the goal kick. Freeze does have the option to simply drive the ball forward if he sees a target. Kevin O'Toole has drifted out wide left. If Freeze could drill it, he might be able to find his mate. Instead it goes to Gustavo. Morales, O'Toole. Got help there from Wolf. Back to Maxi Morales. Maxi won a U20 World Championship for Argentina, playing with Kun Agüero. Had some very good years at Atlanta in Serie A. And has reached legendary status for the New York City Football Club. Hernandez Mercal, that's O'Toole, and it's behind Morales. So Kevin O'Toole, not sure who he had picked out there. Good numbers going into the area. 4 players seem to be positioned front post, back post. Bo LaRue now is in. He scored the goal for San Jose in the 1-0 win against Charlotte in the opener here at Coachella. Great rookie season, 5 goals, 5 assists. Really developed under Bruce Arena and his staff. Freeze was trying to goat San Jose into certain positions and then finally played it to Martins, and not the precision that New York City would want to build with, but they do have the throw. right into Parks. Tough pop on Parks, but at 6'3", he lifted his leg high enough to be able to just side-foot it forward, and then Maxi's fouled by LaRue. LaRue played MLS Next Pro 2024 before becoming a figure that was the Young Player of the Year for San Jose. 22 years old and adding to the midfield depth for San Jose. And that's LaRue who steals. And that's Matt Freeze with the save. And that's Buddha with the follow. And the first goal of the game is registered by San Jose. And it was Bo LaRue, we were just talking about him, who forced the turnover, and eventually Freeze with a fantastic save with the right palm as he went down. But the rebound came right in front of Buddha. And San Jose, they lead it 1-0. Let's get a look at, you see LaRue, and then leaving it, and then Buddha. Thiago Martins was on the line too, trying to help out. Very tough dealings. Chakiris as well. So a lot of youth involved with that one. LaRue, Chakiris, and Buddha, who had 3 goals last year, so not prolific in 34 games played. Never turn off in the penalty area as an attacking player. The words of Michael Beal at a clinic in Atlantic City. And it's the one phrase, don't turn off, and it's really important that you're aware of something that hits the post, the bar, or the keeper. Breeze did the best he could. And I'm not suggesting Michael Beal's the only coach that has said that over the years. It just made an impression on me. Beal, the former coach of Rangers in the Scottish Premiership. He was an assistant to Santos Sao Paulo. Did some work in Brazil that really impacted him as well in his career as a both youth coach and first team coach. Ojeda uses his sole of the foot to technically roll the ball and evade Vieira. Wonderful. And that was Fernandez Mercado, not Ojeda. I got the right country. They're both from Argentina. The Brazilian Gustavo. He just kind of laid that into space to see what Kevin O'Toole could do.
Oh.
Buddha, 4 juggles, using the thigh and the top of his foot to control as he moved away from goal and away from the defender Pierre to keep possession for San Jose. Here's Wolf. He's got a runner in the area. It's Fernandez Mercado and Ojeda. Now Maxi Morales will join, but Wolf is unable to get the cross off. New York City down a goal. Useni Buddha, his second at the Coachella Invitational. And Keaton Parks is absolutely buried. Fitness a big part of these moments to fight through, and you can see the hands on the hips of Useni Buddha. He's a bit gassed at this point, and that's possibly what led to him clattering into Parks from behind. Maxi Morales, Fernandez, Mercado over the ball for New York City FC, down a goal, and now we're inside a quarter of an hour to play. Thiago Martins puts himself out way wide right. At the moment, he does not have a marker if he chooses to crash the back post. He's creeping. Still no one out on him. There goes Martins, and the ball didn't quite reach him. Mercado. That'll be easily caught by Daniel. Really no runners in the area. That was sort of a blind service by Fernandez Mercado, and New York City unable to take advantage of that set piece. Gustavo foul on Buddha.
They just did.
The MLS regular season schedule, as we're going to take a hydration break here. The regular season schedule begins on February the 21st. San Jose, playing here against New York City, will play host to Sporting KC. New York City will play one of two games on February 22nd, that's Sunday. LA Galaxy, they'll host the Boys in Blue, while Seattle will be at home to Colorado. Back on Saturday, the other openers, St. Louis, Charlotte, Cincinnati at home to Atlanta, DC United, Philadelphia, Orlando and the New York Red Bulls, Vancouver, Real Salt Lake, Austin, Minnesota, Dallas, Toronto, Houston, Chicago, Nashville, New England, LAFC, Miami. That's the one that many want to watch. That will be a 6:30 local kickoff, so that's Pacific time. They'll check that. I'm not sure if my computer's showing me home or away. LAFC Miami, and Mark Dos Santos in his first year for LAFC, and Lionel Messi and the defending MLS Cup champions are going to LA. And that should be a raucous environment because they're playing it in the big building, the Coliseum. So that will be fun. Portland will be at home to Columbus, and San Diego, Montreal round out the openers on February the 21st in Major League Soccer. Here at the Coachella Valley Invitational, the NWSL sides will be here, 8 of them, and they begin their matches tomorrow, where Kansas City will play San Diego, Bay FC against the Houston Dash, the Portland Thorns at Angel City, and the Denver Summit with former New York City FC head coach Nick Cushing. He's taking over the expansion side, Denver. They'll play the Utah Royals. Play back in after the hydration break with about 12 minutes remaining in this one. San Jose on the goal by Useni Buddha. They lead New York City 1-0. Parks breaks that one up. The left foot of Matt Breeze drives it pretty well. Addis Wolf posted up against Vieira, and it looked like he was going to gain control, and then Vieira just overpowered the Austrian. Or rather, Vieira. Ronaldo Vieira. He's 27 years old and certainly a midfield force. He was a bit of a yellow card machine at Sampdoria, one of his other spots. And throw in New York City. Back four remains Kevin O'Toole, Raul Gustavo, Thiago Martins, and Tavon Gray. Tylis Magno, obviously still, after suffering a knock in training, not yet available for competition, but very much part of the squad, as it was described to me also by Pascal Janssen in a one-on-one a couple of days ago. A really detailed answer about Tylis Magno and what he might contribute. And in essence, Pascal Janssen asked Tylis, where do you think you can best help this team in its current state? And he said, the number 9. So that is the focus right now. And if Tylis were healthy enough, I'm sure we would see him gaining some minutes in that center forward spot here at Coachella. But he has been unable to compete. And we'll see where it goes from here. And then another question mark is Kai True in the Australian International, and made his debut on Wednesday, started today, and played 45 minutes. Where he will fit in, and he's played the back and he's played in the midfield consistently, both. On the international level, it's been mostly at the back, and at the club level with Melbourne City, a majority of his matches were played in a defensive midfield role. That one across the near touchline. So part of the intrigue of opening day is, does True in play? And if he does, how is it sorted out by Pascal Janssen? One thing we know is, and Pascal's not alone in this, but he likes the versatile players. And it enables teams to make in-game adjustments on their own, so to speak, because they're comfortable in different positions. And that also allows New York City to have mobility when they're in possession of the ball, so players can move into different thirds of the pitch and still feel comfortable. Bo LaRue couldn't grasp onto that, and New York City playing the way they face and finding Matt Freeze. Seven minutes to play. In the first half, if the referee is consistent, even though there was a hydration break, there was no added time. And I'm anticipating that's what will happen here. So that's the amount of time New York City has to see if they can get the leveling goal. Last playoff appearance for the San Jose Earthquakes, 2020, and only twice in the last 10 seasons, and their last playoff win was 2010. So they've got a lot to look at very closely. We're just getting going, but in terms of goal setting, those sorts of words put in front of the players and how it's gone recently, or within the last 10 years, or last playoff win in 2010. There's a lot to shoot for. It was a partial squad in this match for San Jose in terms of no depth on the bench, because they also scrimmaged this morning. They, in essence, made two rosters. Some participated in both, but managing the minutes, and all done with the hope to gain the sort of fitness necessary for the start of the season. Thiago Martins here in the latter stages of the game. He's ready to play 90, and on that occasion overcoming Skayen to win it back for New York City. Nico Cavallo has come into the game, and it looks like Kevin O'Toole's moved to central defense and Cavallo to left back. Gustavo, who was laboring a little bit earlier, he's been taken out of the game. So sort of a makeshift lineup, and Kevin O'Toole, well, he'll just add another position on the field to his CV. I don't believe he's played left central defense in a back four. He's played as part of a back three on the left side, so he's been a central defender. Buddha going for the brace. Thiago Martins.
Ooh.
It's a penalty. No appeal from Martins. He clipped a Buddha. And with 4 minutes to play, San Jose will have an opportunity to double the lead. This time from the spot. Let's see who secures this penalty. Here's another look at it, and just a slow recovery, and that was a tired recovery by Kevin O'Toole. And Thiago Martins tried to come over quickly, and there's a little question that he clipped a Buddha. So Buddha, if Nico Chakiris finishes this, he won't get an assist, but he should, as he drew the penalty, and Chakiris will be the one to see if he can beat Matt Freese. Matt Freese is enamored about penalties, as you've probably heard along the way. He loves the challenge, especially when he has time to study. This one, maybe not so much. Freese had 3 penalty saves against Costa Rica for the men's national team, but this one gets past him by Chakiris, and San Jose now leads it 2-0. Freese also had 3 penalty saves in the shootout against Cincinnati in the playoffs a couple of years ago. He's very comfortable in that role, but unable to snag that one. Guessed correctly diving to his left, and well, I used the word makeshift as far as moving Kevin O'Toole in to the middle. On that counter, he just wasn't positioned perhaps the way that Thiago Martins and he are having a discussion now. He just didn't have time to recover to get to that spot, and it's exactly where the ball was played. No one person is ever at blame for a goal. New York City lost possession in a difficult spot as well. You always rewind the tape about 30 seconds when you score a goal or when you concede. And oftentimes you can see where exactly it developed. Thiago Martins with Buddha. Obvious foul. Now he helps Buddha up, and the Brazilian captain Martins, he's got to be a lot happier this year at Coachella. He didn't play a moment last year in this preliminary to the start of the regular season, and did not start the first 2 games of the regular year as well. And it was Virginia Tanasiewicz who took over for Martins early on. He and Buddha, he's having a bit of a go at Buddha. Not sure what that conversation is. Probably something to the effect, boy, you really collapsed pretty easily on that one. Chakiris now, he wanted to get it to his left and back to the right. Here's the follow, and a handball claim, and nothing doing for the referee. 15 seconds remaining. Cavallo wants to get forward to see if New York City can have one more chance. And there is the final whistle. And coming to a conclusion, the Coachella Valley Invitational, Indio, California. Usani Buddha. He scored the opening goal for San Jose to give them the 1-0 lead. And then Nico Tsakiris from the penalty spot, and it was Buddha who drew the penalty on Thiago Martins. Tsakiris converted. That was just a couple of minutes ago. And San Jose gets the 2-0 win over New York City FC. The openers coming up. San Jose will host Sporting KC on Saturday, 1 week from today. And then a week from tomorrow, Sunday, February 22nd, it'll be New York City at the LA Galaxy. Thanks so much for joining us today. For our production crew, I'm Glenn Crooks. Again, the final score, San Jose 2 and New York City FC nothing. You've been listening and watching the Coachella Valley Invitational 2026. Have a great day, everybody.